dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. A flood watch continues across the mountains as more heavy rain is possible. Meteorologist Cameron Aaron has more as our severe weather alert day coverage continues. Cameron.
Yeah, Keaton, that's right. We are going into another day of severe weather alert day coverage as more showers and storms are possible across the mountains. We've already had multiple flash flood warnings across the area. Now, thankfully, those were allowed to expire, but we are still looking at more showers across the region. Right now, the heaviest on the board over portions of Lee County, Virginia, stretching into portions of eastern Harlan County and into portions of Letcher County as well. And like Keaton mentioned, we do have a flood watch in effect. This was extended until 10 p.m. on Sunday. So between now and Sunday night, please be sure to have a way to receive warnings and stay weather aware as more showers and storms are going to be possible. Temperatures anywhere from the lower 70s where they see rain to middle 80s where they see more sunshine. 85 in Irvin, 84 in Prestonsburg, 75 in London, and 73 over in Manchester. As we go through the rest of this evening, more showers and storms are possible, and they stick around into your Sunday as well. I have that complete forecast coming up in just a little bit. Keaton.
Thanks, Cameron. Following floods across the region, folks found refuge in state parks in their areas. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from Jenny Wiley State Resort Park, where Governor Andy Beshear paid a visit today.
Governor Andy Beshear and First Lady Brittany Beshear paid a visit Saturday afternoon to Jenny Wiley State Resort Park to meet with displaced families following last week's flooding.
Our state park system has been a godsend. To be able to bring people who've lost everything, put them in a dry, safe room, keep them out of congregate shelters, especially during COVID, and just be able to wrap our arms around them and say, we got you.
Spreading words of encouragement and promising as much help as possible.
We'll keep them as long as it takes. We extended it about 5, 6, 7 times in the West, and we're going to do the same for them.
And families who have called Jenny Wiley's May Lodge a temporary home are thankful.
And the help from the governor and the First Lady, it's just greatly appreciated beyond words could even say.
And although they have been through some troubling times,
don't give up. Don't give up. This is hard times right now, but I promise you, whatever has happened during this time, keep your heads up and we will build back up.
They are keeping hope alive and are ready to rebuild. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Governor Beshear and First Lady Brittany Beshear also made a stop at Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park just after Jenny Wiley and thanked all park employees for their fantastic job over the past week. Governor Beshear also added that the best news of all was no more deaths have been reported. Bouncing around like an air hockey puck. That's how Letcher County Volunteer Fire Department Chief Wallace Bowling Jr. described his experience in the flood. Bowling had left his home to check on his fire station, which he heard was flooded, and ended up trapped. The water pushed his truck down the street before he hit a tanker truck. He then shot out the passenger window with a gun and climbed to the top where he stayed for 15 hours. Bowling says he's blessed to be alive.
And I was thankful to make it to where I did, because when, we left from up there, and we're probably looking at 200 foot. I've been in the water, getting slung around.
Bowling says the fire station itself was destroyed. We'll have more on Bowling's survival story tonight at 11. To create a more long-term drop-off and pickup site for flood relief donations, several community members have helped to transform the old J.C. Penney's building here in Hazard into a one-stop shop for flood victims. Offering anything from hygiene items to pet supplies, the old J.C. Penney's building has turned into the epicenter for donations in just 24 hours. This location has also seen several volunteers from California, Tennessee, along with a female biker group from Louisville who came to drop off donations.
I talked to the woman, I guess it's kind of like heading this donation site, and asked her, please tell us what else we can bring. we want to bring more stuff back because they need help. This is awful. This houses are completely gone.
Those with the donation site say they plan to open to the public Monday at 10 a.m. They add that they're in need of heavy-duty cleaning supplies, air conditioning units or fans, and volunteers. KSB officials are looking for the owner of a military uniform. It was found after last week's flooding. The World War II era Army uniform was found near Kentucky 476 near Robinson Elementary. Officials say there was a life jacket as well stuffed inside. If you know the owner of the uniform, you're asked to call KSP Post 13. That number's on your screen, 606-435-6069. Several groups of Teamsters came together at Highlands ARH this afternoon to drop off some flood relief for folks throughout the region. The Teamsters are the country's largest labor union and represent workers in all professions. But recently, several Teamster locals have teamed up to bring supplies to Eastern Kentucky by tractor trailer from across the nation. President of the Lexington Teamster local number 651, James Brandt, says other locals from as far as Minnesota, Atlanta, and Boston have dropped off tractor trailer loads at Highlands ARH and are proud to be a part of helping folks in a time of need.
It was really special coming down here. It's very gratifying doing this, helping everyone down here. And this is what being a Teamster is all about. Everybody comes together in time of need.
Brandt added that the tractor trailers hold everything from water, Powerade, and MREs to clinic supplies and hand tools. We want to remind you that we're partnering with WKYT in Lexington and WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia for Appalachia Rises, a week of giving. Our goal is to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. Hazard native Joe Kraft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knightcraft, will match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund up to $1.5 million. You can get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning that QR code you see on their screen. We'll be right back after this. Nope, just kidding. We're still here. Sorry about that. In the past week, we've shared multiple stories of groups and organizations outside of Eastern Kentucky traveling to the mountains to help those in need. WYMT's Alyssa Williams was in Knott County to learn more about how one medical group from West Virginia is using their resources to fill a need in several impacted communities.
From heartburn medication to insulin, Marshall University medical students and Marshall Health residents came prepared to help the people of Knott County.
There's so many people at Marshall that are from this area, so as soon as this happened, we were just like, we have to go. We have to be there.
In partnership with ARH and Mountain Health Network, those with Marshall Health set up a free mobile health clinic in the Hindman and Cary communities.
People are needing vaccines and sutures and suture removals and just a lot of different medical needs. And it's awesome that so many people were able to come together, pull together insulin, pull together all these expensive products that were lost and that people, have been going without.
In addition to helping people physically, those with Marshall Health wanted to offer mental health services as well.
Even if we don't do anything for them from a medication standpoint, just being here to have somebody to talk to, a shoulder to cry on, whatever you need. I think, especially in the weeks to come, that's going to be something that a lot of people are seeing that is going to be a big need.
And for Hindman native and Marshall Family Medicine resident Zachary Davis, being able to help his community in this way makes this mission even more special.
It feels awesome to be able to fill the medical need because that's why I went to medical school. That's why I went through residency, just to come and help the people of my hometown where I grew up. These are the people I love.
Banding together to bandage a wounded community. In Hindman, Alyssa Williams, WYMT, Mountain News.
Those with Marshall Health say they plan to come back to the region to continue serving those in need for several weeks and months to come. One lane is temporarily closed on I-75 northbound after a semi-truck fire. The left lane and middle lane are open, but the slow lane near the 72-mile marker is expected to remain closed due to pavement damage. Resurfacing is scheduled right now for next week. Officials said to use caution and drive slowly in the area since a large backup is still clogging roads. Students in Breathitt County will be going back to school a little later due to the recent historic flooding. During a special board meeting called on Friday, board members voted to delay the first day of classes until August 29th. Officials say they will review and amend the calendar as needed while recovery efforts continue. If students or staff need help, they're asked to call the Breathitt County Schools Flood Response Helpline at 606-693-4908. Coming up at 6, the story of how a 77-year-old woman escaped waist-high waters flooding her home.
And a flood watch continues across the mountains as more heavy rainfall is possible. I have that full forecast coming up.